All right, so we'll get started. Like I was just saying, I just want to thank all of you ladies for taking the time to come and hang out on Zoom, which I'm sure a lot of you hang out on Zoom during the day, and to attend our AGM. We took all of your survey questions, and a large part of that we're gonna, we have a section we're gonna be talking about. We also have like our Strava, and we have Jean talking about, well, here's the agenda right here, our volunteers, the survey, the time trial, just going like an overview. We don't want to keep you here too late, but we have some really fun information that we want to share with you. And we're just super excited. I don't know about you, but I thought this year was amazing. Like, I think every year is amazing, but this year was really amazing for some reason. It was just, great people coming together, and lots of rides, lots of people on rides, the 5 different levels, so many different places that we cycled, like, wows. Anyways, so Angie isn't, hold on here, somebody just popped in. Oh, Mary Claude. Okay, so Angie isn't here, but our books look really good. I just gonna give a props to Angie because she's never done any kind of financial breakdown or bookkeeping, and she had to deal with me getting all of our stuff together, and she did a really, really good job of prompting me to, yes, like, if she wasn't here, like, let's all just say high five to Angie, because she helped me get all of us, like, everything in order. Not that it wasn't in order, it just wasn't officially in order. So she did an amazing job, and now she's going to be my personal bookkeeper. No, I'm just kidding. I know she'd die if she heard that. So this is the expense breakdown that she put together. You guys want to take a quick look. This is all recorded. If you want to go back, I will be providing the recording probably tomorrow as a YouTube link, so you can go back and check everything out. Board members, let's just give a big round to our board members. Jean, group ride leader. She's going to be out next talking about the group ride. Sandy, unfortunately, she's not here. She's selling her house right now, I think. Myself, thank you. Moira for taking care of social media and just keeping us all on track. And then Angie as the treasurer. Unfortunately, we lost a couple people throughout the summer because of commitments, but we're hoping, this is a plug, that we are looking for people every year to join the board. It's not a whole lot of work. We just need more people in, and so if you guys haven't muted your phones or your devices, please make sure you're muted. I think I can mute everybody, but just make sure you're on mute. So yeah, we're always looking for people to join the board. I think the last year and this year were the most challenging due to the circumstances. It's not ever like that. It runs pretty smoothly. We have all of our events that fall in order, the same thing every year. But we're always looking for new people to join and add, new ideas and just more help, I guess we could say. I know Jean's going to talk about her role, which is up for grabs. I know a lot of people are looking at it. Is the group ride leader. And basically you get Jean to help you in the transition. So our activities this year, unlike last year, we spent a lot of time meeting just to figure out how we're going to continue running the club when the pandemic hit, and we were able to put in a full season, unlike a lot of other clubs who tied it in. And we are super happy to put in a full season from July to October last year. And again, we started a little late this year, but we were still able to get an amazing season in this year. All right, I think this is Jean's.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to talk. I'm just going to talk a little bit about the group ride season. Okay, so you can see we actually this year had 83 group rides.
Sorry.
That's okay. We had to cancel. We canceled 10 rides due to rain. One whole weekend, which was our final weekend. And we had to cancel a couple over the summer because we were short group ride leaders. But for the most part, 83 rides. I look back, in previous seasons, we offered a 12-week group ride season. And this year we actually offered a 15-week group ride season. The 15th week was rained out, but we offered it. Anyway, so we had 33 group ride leaders and co-leaders. And I really want to thank everybody, because it was very rare that I had to go looking for a group ride leader. People were always offering. And I especially want to thank those people who offered to co-lead sort of on the spot. When they saw that the numbers were high, they either contacted me and said, I'm happy to co-lead, or actually the day of. That was really, really helpful. And I think it made our rides safer, and it made them more pleasant for everybody. So those 33 individuals contributed a total of 531 volunteer hours, which is significant. And you can see by this little graphic, that kind of the size of the group ride leader's name indicates generally the number of rides or the amount of hours, volunteer hours that they put in. So we're going to talk about volunteer hours a little later, but just to be clear in the group ride program, when you lead a ride, it's 4 hours of volunteer time. And when you co-lead a ride, it's 3 hours of volunteer time. The extra hour, which I know is not really enough, but is the planning and the coordinating of the route. And if you look down below, you can see that in 2020, we had 85 group rides. I guess we didn't have as much rain last year. And we only had 23 group ride leaders last year and co-leaders. So it was really actually very nice to have you. So I think we'll go to the next slide, Sylvie, I think. Okay, so we had 485 participants in group rides, which is close to last year. You can see last year's statistics in the bottom left corner there. And I put an asterisk because, of course, that's not 485 different participants. We're going to talk about that in a minute. We had people that, came out on a weekend for sometimes 2 group rides. So that's just the total number of people that participated in group rides. And this year we started at 35 different start locations. And I would say that this year, I think our group ride leaders really, really did a great job of coming up with really interesting routes. So we have, some CycleFitCHICKS favorite routes that people like to do, and we all like to do. But our group ride leaders were really creative in terms of their routes and their rides, and even the start locations, because we added a whole lot of start locations this year. So you can see how they worked out. So this is the number of times that a ride started in a certain place. So I won't read them all to you, but for example, the 23 Central. So I consider the Central to be as far east as the Rideau River, and not quite to Britannia. So I included Britannia in the west, right? So, but anything that like Tunney's Pasture, anything that's fairly central, Westboro Beach, the Island Park parking lot, those things were considered to be central. So obviously we had more central rides because we do tend to start quite a bit at Tunney's Pasture at the beginning of the year, just because people know where that is from the Learn to Ride and so on. But we spread out a little more. We did a really good job of dividing them out. You know, if you look, so we had, and the two remotes were ones that were more than 100 kilometers from central Ottawa. So Cornwall, and I forget what the other one was, maybe Carleton Place. I can't remember what I included as that. Anyway, and far east was the Rockland, Cumberland, Montebello rides. So I think we did a really good job of sort of spreading out the start locations. There isn't a slide for this, but I do just want to say that we also keep track of the different rides and the participations. So interestingly enough, the Friday ride was the most popular ride this year. We had 155 participants overall in the Friday rides. And that was followed by, tied at 110 participants, the Sportive 3 and the Sunday Open rides. So that's a really interesting development, because it wasn't so very long ago that we would have maybe 1 or 2 people turn up on Sunday. So that's interesting. And then followed by the Touring 2, which had 89. And partway through the season, we combined it with Touring 1 because we weren't getting the numbers out for both of them. And our Touring 1 cyclists graduated into Touring 2. And then Sportive 4 and Sportive 5 with 85 and 46, respectively. So I also want to recognize, so every year we give a little recognition to the group ride leader that has accumulated the most group ride leading hours. And that slide you could see, you could kind of guess who might be in the running for that. But Moira did 33 hours of leading group rides, leading and co-leading. Lorraine, 35 hours of leading and co-leading. And Jill had 39. She led 9 rides and 1 co-lead. So Jill gets a nice $50 certificate from Fresh Air Experience. Thanks, Jill, for all of that. And some great routes too, I have to say, that all those 3 ladies came up with this year. I think, I don't know, what's the next slide? I think maybe that's it about the group ride leaders. Sylvie, do you want to change the slide?
It goes into Strava.
Oh, okay.
Oh, just a second. There must be.
No, that's good. That's it.
That's it? Okay.
Yeah, that's it. But I just did want to say, Sylvie did mention it. So I've been the group ride coordinator for, like, people that are new might not have the context, but I've been the group ride coordinator for 3 years. And I was very, very fortunate to follow Jeannie Roper, who had everything organized. And we've just tweaked a few things. And of course, we had to tweak a lot of things when the pandemic came and when I broke my wrist. So yeah, that was a whole other thing. So I'm not leaving the group ride coordinator position because it's super, super onerous. As those of you that I've talked to about this know, it's actually really easy to administer, and everything that was put in place previous to me, and of course the work that the group ride leaders do, you know, it's all reliant on volunteers, and we've had such great people stepping up to lead rides that it really has, it's made especially last year when I was unable to lead, and I had broken my wrist, people that have stepped up and led rides, and you know, we can tell by how popular our rides are that the group ride leaders are doing a great job. So I think 3 years is a really good commitment. I think after 3 years, you know, there are some of you out there, number one, who are way better with technology than I am, and it could probably streamline all the things that I'm doing. And secondly, it's nice to have a fresh perspective. You know, I'm leaving and I'm on a competitive dragon boat team, which of course we're going to start ramping up again. They were dormant during the pandemic. And so that's going to be a big commitment for me next summer. So I'm been very happy to do the role, and I will continue to lead as many rides as I can. And I will certainly support any person that comes forward to do the coordinator role. So if you're curious about it and you'd like to know more about it, just email me. I'm happy to share, and I'm happy to support you in any way I can, work with you really closely into the next season to get things rolling. It's not a problem. It's been a really great experience. I mean, I have so thoroughly enjoyed leading all the rides, but also, you know, as a group ride coordinator, especially the way things have been since the pandemic, where I'm confirming all the riders, I actually know all of you members very, very well. Even if I haven't met you, I know what rides you join, and I know how often you come out and all of that. Not in a creepy way, just in a natural way. Anyway, thanks very much, everybody.
So I hope somebody's going to step or a couple just, you know, inquire. Like Jean said, everything's already set up and ready to roll.
Yeah.
She's got all the agenda set. So Moira, were you gonna bump? I can
Sure.
help you.
Okay, that'd be nice. Thank you. Hi, everybody. The 2021 Club Challenge, drum roll, was started June 25th and went to October the 3rd. Everybody hear me? Yeah. Next slide,
Yeah.
please.
All right. Oh, hold on just a second.
We also should thank Jill Pritchard for putting together all the stats for us.
Yes.
Yes, thank you, Jillian, whichever you prefer. So the season club stats, 135,832 kilometers. Look at us going.
That's right. Oh, it all jumps in. Sorry.
Oh, very nice.
Ooh.
Okay,
Now we
so
got a little bit more
96.
stats to look at.
90, yeah. No, I like the little car. 96 riders, 38 metric century riders. Oh, okay, 100 kilometers. 38 people did 100 kilometers in that time period.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Well
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, so this is like we were talking about briefly, one of the badges that we're going to have for next year is going to be a century ride. I have no idea that 38 people did 100 kilometers over the summer. If you think about that's over a quarter of our riders. So that's pretty dang cool.
Can I just like pipe in that's three and a half?
Yeah, go ahead, Jen.
That's 3.5 times around the earth, just so you know.
The 135,000?
Yeah.
That's a beat.
I bet you most of that
That's
was
a hell
done
of a
the
relay,
month-
man.
Yeah, the month of your challenge too.
Yeah.
We should also point out that the 96 riders, that's just the 96 riders that were on Strava and that allowed Jill to follow them,
Right.
right? Because more people were on Strava, but Jill needed access. Some people had their privacy settings such that she couldn't get access to your data. So just so you
So
know.
we would have even more numbers, higher numbers on here,
Yeah.
which is even more impressive.
Yeah.
All right, look at
Okay, so
this.
These are the people who did the 100K.
Yeah, we
I
work
love that
for
movie.
more. Hold on just a second. All right, so this is our draw prize. So
Draw
Jean, you
prize.
have the
Strava.
prizes for these. So we have we're going to be handing out some prizes in each of these categories. You girls are ready? All right, Bev. But Bev does a lot of Ks out in West Carleton.
But look at the other two who are coming up
Yes.
close behind. Those two women, holy doodle. You really
I know
laid it on this
everybody
year.
actually. So Jean has a prize for Bev.
Yes. Bev, this is sponsored by Eurosport. They sponsor the Eurosport Challenge. And so Bev gets $100, it's backwards. She gets $100 gift certificate. And the reason we're giving her the 100 is, well, because she also is on the top of the next category as well. But so Moira, are you going to do a draw? I thought we were going to put the other 9 names in and draw one more 25. We can't hear you.
You're muted.
We can't hear you, Moira.
I'm unmuting. Okay, so I have already put names in the box for the participants who came out tonight. So I can do another one, but I'm not ready for it right now.
Okay, well, you know what? I've got some paper here and I can just quickly do it myself.
And I'll continue talking while you girls write down the names. So
Just let me find my
typically,
paper.
so this Strava challenge is sponsored by Eurosport. So we always have to give a big props to our sponsors, which we didn't put a slide in here, which is very bad of us. So Fresh Air and Eurosports are our main sponsors, and they give us a total of $1,000 in gift certificates for us to give out as prizes. So if you guys are ever in there, please just say thanks to Mike. And I think it's who's got at
Duncan?
Duncan.
Patrick. Say hi, because Patrick was integral in getting our sponsorship. Now we typically do a draw for all the mileage that you did. You get, for every 50K, you get one ticket, and that one ticket is put in a big draw to win $100. Now, we weren't able to get that organized. However, it is going to happen on Friday, October 29th at noon, live on our Facebook page. So I'm going to organize it. It's just going to be on an Excel spreadsheet. It's going to randomly pick somebody's name. So if you just like divide 50, you know, all these girls get like, I don't know, like 200 tickets, but it doesn't mean that somebody with the most ticket always wins. So everybody is going to have their tickets in there. We're going to have the numbers. But, you know, even if you did 150-kilometer ride, if it's logged in Strava and we can get that data, because it's important. If you don't follow me on Strava, make sure you can follow me. So I will be going in to see if I can grab any more data that was missed by Jillian. And we will be doing an official draw for the participation in the Strava challenge. So that's not part of it tonight. So we'll be doing that. I'm just on vacation next week, or this week, and we'll do it as we finish the season. Are you girls ready?
So I've got the first one ready.
Okay.
This would be for $25. And so what I've done is I took the 9 remaining names because Bev's already got her gift certificate, and I've put them in a dish here. And if I didn't live alone, I'd have someone come and draw it. So you just have to trust me that I'm doing it honestly here. I didn't write one person's name on all of them. So I've got Valerie L. No, Valerie W. Sorry.
Valerie W. Woo, Valerie. Woohoo. Is she here?
Yeah, I thought she was.
Yes,
Okay,
thank you.
perfect.
Yes, Valerie. Okay, so Valerie, that's $25 to from Eurosport.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
So
so
we'll
I'm
be
just gonna-
sending it to you in the mail.
Yeah, it'll come in the mail to you.
Thanks.
Okay.
Are you going to do one for this one too?
Yes,
just the
but
first one?
but again, unless Moira's got it ready, I'll have to redo it.
All right, I'll keep talking. So,
So this
I
is the
wish I could
longest
tell you
ride.
some jokes.
I do want to confirm, and Lily's here. Lily actually came on top of Jillian's longest ride, but it turns out that Lily rode that over 2 days. We confirmed with her
Oh.
today. So
Oh, dang.
yeah. So sorry, Lily.
Well, I hope I win. No, I'm just kidding. But I have to say, like, these numbers are really impressive for everybody. We'll just flip to the other. This is participate. Ooh, hold on.
No,
here.
you can't flip to the other because I need to see it.
Oh, okay.
I
So
need to
just
see the
keep up.
names.
All right.
Sorry.
Yeah, so we have progressively been increasing. It's roughly about the same amount of club participants, like, who sign up for the Strava, and our numbers overall have been increasing. Because I remember when I used, it was like 90,000, that was like 110, 125. And I wish we had like the last couple of years since we started this, because it's
Well, I
pretty
know that
impressive when you see,
our total kilometers was significantly higher this year than last.
yeah,
Our last year's was about 123,000 kilometers. So we were about
Yeah.
12,000 kilometers more.
Yeah.
Okay, almost done here. Sorry about this,
And you
folks.
have-
It's just
you have to be in
a-
attendance to win too.
It was just a lack of communication on my part.
No,
Okay, so I put in
Collective.
everybody's name. Again, sorry, Bev, you're excluded. And I'm just pulling out,
and you have to be here.
well, it's Sylvie.
Oh,
That was not planned.
I thought throw it back in. It's okay. Pick
Okay,
another
well,
name.
I'll pick another one. I'll pick another one. Yeah, you see me
Oh,
doing it.
see, I was sending the vibes.
Emily.
Oh,
It's
Who?
Emily. Emily.
Emily,
Is she here?
Emily, yeah.
I don't think so.
Perfect. All
But we-
right.
But we can mail it to her.
Wait a second, she's not, is she here or is she not here?
I don't
I
know.
don't know. Look at the participants.
No,
You
she's
can
not
see every-
here. So does that
All
mean
right,
she
keep
still
picking.
gets it?
I can send it to her.
Well, okay. All right, next
She did
slide.
the
And
miles. Okay, so then I'll just quickly do the next one.
so this one is the number of rides. And we were saying, Nicole, you did an amazing job. Yeah, and Susan and Blaze, my God, it was amazing seeing everybody go out consistently.
Yeah, I just want to clarify the numbers for a second.
I
And
can do this.
well, no, it's not that. It's just I want to say that when I count your participation in a ride, I didn't count the group ride leaders. So some of you who are group ride leaders may be thinking, well, wait a minute, I think I did more rides, but I only counted the participants and not the group ride leaders, because I have another little prize for the group ride leaders. So
Mhm.
that I'll draw in a few minutes.
I'll do this one, Jean. I got them almost all done.
Oh, do you? Okay.
So, yeah, so we apologize, but we just want to acknowledge all of our members.
Okay.
Hmm.
So Valerie, Emily. Okay, are you drawing them?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what I'm gonna put them in. Ah, look at that little container. There you go. Okay, and the winner is, close my eyes. Renee.
Oh, excellent. Okay,
Awesome.
Renee.
All right, and this is what I was saying. We're gonna do the draw on the 29th. Did I say the 30th? No, the 29th at 12. So that's when there's gonna be another $100 drawn for everybody who participated in the Strava challenge.
Okay,
So
well,
volunteers-
before we do that, Sylvie,
Yeah.
I have something for the group ride leaders too.
Okay,
I happened to see some really cute little pouches with bicycles on them. So I have 5 of these pouches. And what I've done is I've taken all the group ride leaders' names, and for every ride that you led or co-led, you got 1 ticket. Okay. And so I'm going to draw 5 names, and I will mail you one of these pouches. So I'll start with the 2. I got 2 large ones. So they're a little bit larger, these
super
ones.
pretty.
And then the smaller ones actually fit an iPhone. So I got 3 small and 2 large. So we'll start with the 2 large. So I'm just going to go in here. I've got everybody's papers. I did do this. I am somewhat organized in one way. I did this afternoon. So the winner of the first large pouch is Lorraine.
Woo.
So Lorraine, I'll mail
Nice.
that to you.
Thank you. It's been a
And
pleasure.
Well deserved.
yes, Lorraine has done a great job with the touring 1 and 2 groups. Always up for it. Okay, and the second pouch is Lorraine again, but I'm not gonna, sorry, Lorraine. You must be having a lucky evening. Go buy a lottery
Yeah.
ticket.
Yeah, I'll go out and do that.
And the next one is Teresa. Teresa's
Oh,
here, I think.
congratulations.
Yeah, Teresa's gonna get another large one. And then now the small one. Allison. I'll mail that to her.
Nice.
Is Allison here?
Congratulations.
I don't
The
know.
Allison Summer?
Yeah, Allison. And then the fourth one. There's a blank. I don't know how that got in there. Linda Ludlow.
Nice.
And then the last one. All you group ride leaders. Let me see what I've got here. The last one is Pam.
Whoa.
I'll mail that to
Awesome.
I'll mail that to Pam. Okay, that's all I needed to do. Once again, thank you to all the group ride leaders.
All right. So the volunteers.
Thanks to you, Jean.
Oh, no problem. My pleasure.
Yeah. Without Jean, this program, I mean, she's done an exceptional job of getting everybody organized. And I know the next leader is going to be as exceptional, whoever that may be. So I'm just going to talk quickly about the volunteers because Sandy's not here. As you know, the club runs predominantly on volunteers. We are all volunteers on the board. Well, I guess it was the exception of myself. But without us, without volunteers, we wouldn't have our group ride leaders, our socials, and your time is great. Like we're very grateful for all the time you guys put in. Even like our social media, like we have a lot of different little things going on in the background that volunteers can participate. And Sandy is always there offering as soon as you sign up as a volunteer, you get the list and you can start signing up basically in February. If you sign up as a volunteer and you do your volunteer hours, you get the $50 back. So that's a great incentive. We have 41 members who qualify for that rebate. So you should, if you're in this meeting, you should expect to get that in your bank before the end of the month. And if you haven't, please go and check out auto deposit. You can do that in your bank and set that up so the money goes straight into your account. No worries, no password. So I know that a lot of ladies have really appreciated that little tip. So and these are just some of the things that
Can I just point out that 41 members that get the rebate, that's a third of our club membership that has volunteered 10 hours or more. So thank you. That's great.
Yeah, really appreciate all your work. And that's pretty much it. We certainly appreciate, like I said, we appreciate all the volunteerism. The biggest volunteer job was the time trial with 23 to 25 people needed at that event. And, you know, and I just want, there's a slide later on. There's not much on it, but I just want to say that those who volunteer for that one, it's pretty much you just take care of your whole volunteer hours at that event. The participants absolutely love what you ladies do. It wouldn't run as well as it does without you, for sure. So I appreciate you, and you know, all the participants appreciate you. So survey. I guess that would be me. We'll just go through it. Like I was mentioning before, love your comments. Like as the leader of this club, like I've never beamed so much reading them. They were so nice and pleasant. And I love the word inclusive. It was used a lot in your comments, which is one thing that really stood out. So this is, we had, like I said, we have 40. So these are just some of the things that I pulled out. I mean, they were all great. I mean, you can't put everything down here. We had 40 comments. But these are just some of the ones that I pulled out. They liked about the group ride program, the routes, the people, the camaraderie, the socialness. Yeah. Love it. Yeah, so this is, oh, these are just some suggestions that will go to Jean and the group ride, the next group ride leader. I mean, there are some suggestions. I mean, there's some easy fixes and there's some that, you know, probably won't happen. So we have to think of what's a realistic for, like, we look for trends. Basically, if there's like a lot of people mentioning one thing, then that's definitely somewhere we have to look at for next year. So these feedback will go to, and like I said, I just pulled out a couple of them. They'll go to the next group ride leader. So we hear you and we'll do what we can, but the realization about group ride program is that if you want more rides, we need more group ride leaders. So if you are new this year, it would be awesome. You're coming back next year to put your name down so that we can offer more evening rides and longer distance rides and things like that. So give that a thought over the winter, because more needs more leaders, plain and simple. Monday night skills, that's my department, and I know it needs work, and we will work on it. Possibly next year, we might have to find another place if Tunney's is still under construction. So I've heard it's getting worse. They're really tearing up everything. So now, for all of you ladies that live all over the city, if you know of some really big spots that can be used for our Monday night skills, please send them to me and I'll go scout them out. Okay, we need a central location. We need something in Ottawa, whether it's east or central or west. We'll always use Astiku because of the hills. So if you know of a place that's close to you, please send it to me and I'll go check it out. Goals for next, well, cycling goals in general, and were they attained this year? A lot of people did a lot more riding than they expected. They discovered new routes, they made new friends, hit milestones like 100K Champlain Lookout. So that was awesome seeing everybody's comments. Additional questions, you guys can kind of brief over that. But yeah, so a lot of people were like interested in overnight cycling tours. I was actually looking at one myself for posting it, or maybe next year. This would be a good time to put a couple more of those together. There's definitely a lot of great cycling areas not too far away for either a day ride, a day trip, or an overnighter. So like I said, if you are someone who is interested in being a lead on this, step forward and say, we've had this before. We've had other ladies say, I'd like to organize this and we'll promote it within the club. So it's under our insurance and everything. We're totally open. So if you have a special place that you would be like, we had a couple ladies go to Prince Edward County overnight. I didn't go, but like I heard it was fabulous. Yeah. So more of that can be posted. I mean, if you get 5 ladies who want to go on something like that, then, you have our support. So yeah, that was kind of one thing, and a lot longer day tours. For sure. There's so many gravel is probably going to be on the agenda for next year because, we've got north, we got where Bev is. So many great things to add. Now, these I added, so a referral program. Some people have asked, because they've been really good, really big advocates of the club. Is there a referral program? So we're going to look at that. Weeknight rides, like I mentioned, rides for touring too, I think longer. I think that was supposed to be for longer ones. More hill skills in the east. That really needs, somebody has to step up for that. The badges, the awards, the milestone things I was talking about for Pink Lake, Champlain, hitting your first 50K, hitting your first 100K. So those things are going to be implemented for next year, and those are easy to track on Strava. Yeah, we want to do, and if you can think of another one, I think 4 is a good number to start. It's got everything there. And like I was mentioning, CycleFitCHICKS retail, I was thinking of outsourcing different things like different colored arm warmers. We don't have to go through our current location to get funky colors. Like everybody likes the different colors, like the yellows and the pinks. We can even get hats and gloves in other locations. So I was going to look into things like that. And like I mentioned, the time trial, just amazing. Where are we at? Oh, I don't think I have. So this is a survey. So I have all the names in here of everybody who filled in the survey. And this is for the free membership. Now you have to be here to win. So everybody cross and hold your breath. It has to be a new one. I know some people are in here. Okay. Can you see that? Serena. Sequeer. Does anybody know a Serena? Anyways.
Yes, but she's not here.
She's not here. Okay. Well, all right. Next one. Carly.
Carly is here.
I know she's here. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. So you get your
Yay!
membership.
I'm so
Yeah.
excited. Thank you.
Yeah.
I worked hard.
Well done, sister. Okay. All right. So this is just a couple of things. One thing, the NCC group, we did this last year. For any of you who are cross-country skiers, hold off getting your pass. We got a group discount last year. We're just waiting for the code because I don't know if it's open to purchase yet. And they reached out to us again. So we're just, we sent in our form and we're waiting for the code to give you. So
Yeah,
don't.
I believe the opening date for buying them is
November.
October 25th.
Oh, okay. So maybe
So
that's.
we should hear, but so what you need to do is if you are interested in buying an early bird pass, then wait a few days and you can either email Sylvie or me and we'll give you the code. One of the conditions of this discount is that we cannot post the code on our Facebook page. We can only share it individually. Okay, so if you're thinking of buying a pass, before you go ahead, you should get a piece, you'll probably get an email from the NCC reminding you to buy your pass. When you get that, make sure you email us for the code and then you can get the discount. It works out to be really reasonably priced if you get the early bird, which is before December 1st, and our discount. So, right.
Yeah, so stay tuned for that. We are thinking of opening up the Facebook page again. Not yet, probably November 1st, for your friends who you'd like to introduce the club to. We did this last year. So when we give you the word, you can start adding your friends. Yeah, so just stay tuned for that offering. And then like last year where there's going to be some scheduled group Swift rides. So just to be clarified, you don't have to be on Swift because what happened last year is we did group chats in our Facebook group. So if you're sitting on your trainer at home and you're not hooked up to Swift, you can still hang out with everybody and work out. So you don't have to be on Swift, but if you are, wait for those instructions because you have to be following the person who organizes it and just do your due diligence of getting yourself on Swift and through their onboarding and everything, because you have to do that anyways before you can join anything. So that's your plan then. What day is it? Next week, Tuesday. Yes, Bev is going to be holding a Zoom chat about riding on Swift. And thanks so much, Bev. So watch out for that email. We had one with Lorraine talking about trainers, and I know that I posted it in our Facebook group. Just do a search on trainers and should come up. So Bev will be doing that next Tuesday night on Zoom again, and she's going to be going over that. So if you're interested in that,
and I noticed that Bev had posted, Bev's here, right? You're here somewhere, Bev. Bev posted some suggestions below the event posting of things that you might want to do before. If you're going to join into that, you could probably, to make it more worth your while, you know, there are a couple of things you could explore so that you come ready with your questions on Tuesday. Bev, did you want to add something?
Yeah, Bev, you want to jump out?
Yeah, no, that's about it. Yeah, I would hope if you're going to come to the session will be, you know, open to anybody who's at all interested in Zwift. So, you know, even if you're just thinking about it, but yeah, the more you've prepared yourself, you know, the better. So there are some suggestions. So have a look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So make sure you go to the event, and that's where you posted them, right, Bev?
Yeah, just some comments under the event.
Okay.
Listing.
Cool, because she knows her stuff, so it'll be really cool for here to have her explain how to get started, because it is a bit of a process. All right, Q&A. Anybody have any questions? We're all yours.
You can put them in the chat too if you want.
Okay, hold on. I will, I can see the chat if you want to put it up in a chat and I'll answer it. Classic.
Well, Christine had a question. She said if Friday is the busiest group, does that mean that there would be interest for another weekday morning ride? And some people did bring that up in the survey. It's the same always. You know, we're happy to put group rides on the schedule if we think that we can have group ride leaders for those group rides. Okay, and I'm speaking myself as a coordinator. You know, we could put lots on the schedule, but I don't like to cancel rides. First of all, I don't like to harass group ride leaders or the members to make them lead group rides. That's not very pleasant. And secondly, I don't like to put something on the schedule and then have to cancel it. So if it looks like we have potential for, more group ride leaders, we always want to spread the love, right? Yeah. Then we are happy to always add things to the schedule. And Christine is right. Given the popularity of the Friday ride and even the popularity of the Sunday ride, there is, I think, lots of potential for another weekday ride and a weeknight evening ride. We just need the group ride leaders to do it. So that's something, for all of us to think about. Anyway, happy to do it. So.
Yeah, Christine?
I know you've talked about that you've got like this bank of group rides from the past, and I think they're all housed in Strava. I'm not sure how to access that. So if there was an easy way to access it, I mean, I thought I would group ride lead this year, but realized there's a lot more to it than I thought. So I was comfortable going through a season as a newbie, but I'd be happy to take some of that on for next year. The second part of that is if there was a way to survey the people that are right now doing the Friday morning rides or who have been, what day they would maybe want to do, like a Thursday or a Monday or whatever, so that it would be sort of when some of those Friday people, I don't know, maybe they'd want to do them in addition to or instead of or whatever.
Yeah, you may not remember, but when you filled out, I believe, and Sylvie, correct me if I'm wrong, on the registration form every year when you register, it does ask what nights are available. We can certainly add daytimes to that too. I don't know whether we have or not, just because many of our members, work regular hours Monday to Friday, but we can certainly incorporate that into the registration form. And that's actually a little better than the survey because you can set it up in the registration form so that people actually have to answer the question to continue.
That makes a lot of sense. And I think too, with a lot of people working from home, they may have the flexibility and desire to pop out one morning and just work their hours differently. Anyway.
Yeah, so to go to your question about the routes, we've talked about this every year, and I think it's something that we really need to act on is so how can we give people access to all of these routes? Like I know, for example, someone like Maura who has been really conscientious about following people in Strava and then downloading the routes and then riding the routes and changing them to suit and then incorporating them when she leads the rides. Like that, that's a lot of effort. So we've tossed around a few ideas and certainly we'll continue to toss them around. One of the suggestions that was made to us was that we pay for a premium membership for Strava for group ride leaders from the start of the season, which we hope next year will be May again, until the end of September. And that gives you just the enhanced features of Strava. And one of them is that it's easy to duplicate routes and create routes, but it doesn't, we have yet to really find something, where it's going to shout the route out to you at the proper volume, to put it that way. So that you know your way. So
it doesn't need to be the full detailed Strava, even if it's just like a document, start here, kind of wind this way and come here. But anyway.
Well, Strava does have that feature, but I'm not sure. It might just be a premium feature.
Okay. Yeah.
So maybe anyway, Christine, we're really, really super aware of it. And so I do also want to say that, sadly, of the 3 years that I've been the group ride coordinator, 2 of them have been pandemic years, pandemic seasons. Because after the first year, we had talked a lot and I was sort of primed. We started with Jeannie, she started with meeting the group ride leaders over breakfast and talking about how things were going and suggestions and so on. And the first year that I was coordinator, we offered a first aid course for the group ride leaders, and we were all set up to do that 2 years ago when the pandemic hit. And one of the things that I had in my mind, and I'd certainly, be willing to do it or work on it with whoever becomes the group ride coordinator, is to do more, I don't want to call them training sessions, but maybe intro sessions for new group ride leaders, actually where you go out and you ride and you pick a route and you talk about, if you're the group ride leader, these are the kind of things you need to think about, and to do that a few times in the summer. But it has been challenging, certainly last year. Well, there was the pandemic and I broke my wrist. So there was no way I could do any of that. But even this year, it's been challenging. We got started late. And so really the priority was, let's just get the program going. And fortunately, we had enough experienced group ride leaders. But those suggestions are both really good, Christine, and they've certainly been on our minds. So they keep coming up. So that means that we really do need to be serious.
Can I ask you a question, Christine? Is it just about mapping a route that you would like to learn about? Or is it, because I could do a little tutorial on Map My Ride on how I put my routes together. I don't know, it's based on roads that I know that I just connect.
And that's sort of the sense that I get. Like, I just enjoyed so many of the rides this summer, and they were all over the place. And it's like, you know, every time I went, I was finding some new spot, and I'm like, these are amazing. I'd be happy to just repeat some for next year. But anyway, I don't want to take up too much time. I'll do some research on my own, and if I get stuck, I'll reach out.
Well, you know what, Christine, I'll tell you what, I don't know whether you follow me, but I'll follow you on, just to see what happens, because I'm not sure, maybe somebody else knows. And I'll try sharing one of my routes with you and see if you can see it in Strava.
Sounds good.
So Jean, you have to make your routes public in order that other people can pick them up.
Yeah.
And I know
Okay.
you have them, so you have them all
Okay.
public. I believe.
We have Carly who has a question. I think she's the only one who has her hand up. Anybody else has a question they can put?
Well,
raise
actually,
it.
I think it was kind of already answered with Jean, just like a group ride or a co-lead ride
Oh.
clinic, you know, because I think it's like anything, you just have to do it and get comfortable with it. I think it's more of a confidence thing, but I'm sort of directionally challenged, so that's
I
what
think
freaks
there's a
me out
couple
the
girls in
most.
here who are like,
So like happy to maybe co-lead, but like even that I would want to probably get some support and figure out how to do it, you know, before I jump in.
Yeah.
But it could be
And
fun.
I think that makes total sense. You know, I think we have lots of people here who, you know, were co-leaders, you know, even for a whole season before they started leading rides. It does just make sense, right?
and Jill has a question.
I was just gonna say, someone who did rides for the first time this year and then ended up doing a bunch. What I found useful, like the first 2 years I rode, because this was my third year, was following leaders who, like Jean and Moira and you know, multiple others who were just really good ride leaders. And so like both Jean and Moira, I'll pick on you guys, like they're consistent, like things that are really good. Like they know their routes really well. They give lots of direction and they know when we're going to hit a crappy road, and they give you lots of heads up, like, so you're like you know it's coming. But just things like consistency of pace. And I think one thing that the idea about being like a co-leader is great. I sort of kind of did that informally the second year when we would show up with really big, you know, bigger groups than we could allow at the 10, and we didn't want to turn people away. Yeah, I think the idea about like maybe doing like at the beginning of the season a ride where a bunch of people that are interested in leading or co-leading get together for just a special ride, and we just spend, you know, like 3 hours out on the road kind of thing. Like after I did the first one, like Moira was really awesome, and my very first ride this year, she, you know, tagged along with my first ride, and it was just nice to have that support. And then after that, it was smooth sailing. And yeah. If you mess up, everybody's really nice, you know, if you take a wrong turn or go down the wrong road.
I know.
Yeah. Sometimes the
I
best
think that
things
was
happen.
something that we wanted to do this year, but never got to it.
Yeah.
And definitely last year, but it just didn't happen. Was doing that a group ride with the group ride leaders. Like we didn't even get the bike maintenance clinic done for the group ride leaders either this year. It just got too late in the season.
Yeah.
So we did miss a couple things. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the challenge when, we're used to starting in May and we really, can't gather or get started until mid or end of June. I see that
Mhm.
Dana has a comment that says she has tips on how to lead despite being directionally challenged.
Ah,
I am very directionally challenged, so I've adopted a few things that help me.
You gonna
including
share?
phone conducting. Well, okay, so I always have the verbal cues on and I wear the bone conducting headphones so that my phone talks to me while I'm leading. And I always do a test run. And if I can't do a test run, then I only do a route that I know already. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I struggle with that.
Yeah. Good.
cool. All right. Well, we're not done yet. I know you girls. What time is it? All right. It's only 8 o'clock. Woo. Finally. So we
There are
got
no more
awards.
questions? No.
Yeah. Does anybody else have any other questions?
Okay.
I just second Jill. Like, I think I would totally sign up to help out, but it's kind of like I am new to spandex, as you know, Sylvie, but I'm not new to riding my bicycle. So, so,
That makes it all the more special for you to come out and lead, Jen.
but I frigging loved following, I gotta say. So for me, it was the best thing in the world to not be in charge. But
It is kind of nice.
But I think that at least having like a little like interested but kind of scared to be a leader, come join us on this.
Okay to be scared.
Well, I know, but then
we'll
at least
help
if
you
people
next
were
year.
sure-
So May is
Yeah.
usually the month where we take care of all of that stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
and
and
COVID
it's
throws everything in a wrench. And I have to say, you guys were awesome despite it all. So I'm just saying, if you held a hey goofballs that are too scared to actually tick that box, come for a bike ride and see if you're up for it, right? I would go to that ride.
All right. Well, I'll be
Okay,
holding you
I'm
up for
writing that
Who
right
else is
down,
in
Jen.
that
I'm writing
boat?
that down.
Yeah, that's right.
That will appear.
Anybody else? A little scared but want to do it?
I think we could actually tweak our registration form so that it says, something like, so that you could indicate an interest and then an interest in attending one of those kind of rides or one of those kind of discussions, so that
Like a
instead of having to tick a box that says you might be a group ride leader, even if you're uncertain, you could tick a box that says, okay, if I kind of knew what it was about, I would be willing to start as a co-lead and maybe work, so I think we can tweak the registration form to reflect.
Yeah, we can add lots of questions on that form. You guys.
Yeah, right. It's already got
I'll
enough.
need you to add an extra 10 minutes to the timer. All right. So do we have it? Oh, Lorraine.
I was just curious because Jean and I had this discussion, and I don't want to make the meeting a lot longer, but did people fill out the survey who like came out once and then disappeared? Like, we talked about what happened to so-and-so, what happened to so, do they fill the survey out, or are they gone and dusted and so we don't find out what?
It's hard to tell, but usually those who are invested and active are the ones who fill out the survey.
Yeah, and Lorraine, so you can tell by it said 97% of the respondents, so 97% of the people that filled out the survey came to some or most group rides.
Mm-hmm.
So you're right, it's an ongoing
it's a yearly thing,
discussion point that we have, but you're right, we should probably make a note to, even in the off season, reach out to those people that came out for a couple of rides and then never came back.
Mm-hmm.
There's
always something to be learned from.
Yeah,
just be interested to know what's going on.
Yeah, just to understand why.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well,
we have done that in the past.
Jenna didn't come back because she got a brand new bike and then she hurt herself. So,
I think sometimes people just have really great intentions, but then life happens, you know?
Mhm.
And then that's the way it goes. So you just have to think of them as subsidizing the rest of us for
Yeah.
really.
well, and I will say, I didn't share that, but I will say, when I looked at ride participation, when I looked at the ride participation numbers, it kind of started in June. I'll go this way because you're seeing it backwards. It started in June, and then in July, the numbers went up, and there were a couple of weekends where we had, over the weekend, like 63 to 65 participants in our rides. That was the highest. I think maybe 68 was the highest,
Wow.
like the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday rides. And that happened about mid to the third week of July. And then in August, it started dipped. And in September, you know, we're seeing the same faces on several of the rides. So you're right. I think what happens, and you know, things loosened up in terms of COVID over the summer. And so people started, you know, making
Traveling.
travel plans and going to
Yeah.
cottages and doing all of this that maybe they were uncertain about in June and July. So yeah, I think you're right, Jen. People just never get back into the routine. And when their kids go back to school, it gets
Yeah.
busy, complicated. So
And it got really hot.
yes, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of usually the theme of the summer. August is the holiday month for a ton of people, and it just goes like, "Rrr."
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is what it is.
Well, in the
All right.
in the public service, anyone who's dealing with at the policy level, they know that August is the one time they have to take off because the politicians
Yeah.
take them off too. So that even in the public service in my career, I found August was a dead zone because people took their holidays and, you know,
Yeah.
left.
Yeah. All right, let's go back to sharing the screen and finishing up.
Sylvie, Angie is here if you want her to say anything about the finances.
Or if anyone had questions.
Oh, Angie, do you want to tell them how amazing it was working with me? Where are you?
It was so amazing. We had so much fun. I just couldn't. I
You had to come to
one
my
ride.
house. Get it
Yeah.
done.
Yeah. No, it was great. It's a learning curve for me. This is the first time I've ever done this. So yeah, so it was interesting, but I did learn a lot. We started with a new program, accounting software program, and I know nothing about accounting software programs. Well, I do now. I didn't. And thankfully, I have a really good friend that doesn't ride yet, that is a bookkeeper that helped me with this program. So I'm just going to start out. We'll just go through the numbers real quick. So our
Here, I'll
opening
just
bank
share the
balance.
screen again.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
We did show it briefly, Angie, but we didn't really speak to it.
Okay. Okay, perfect. So there we go. Okay, so our opening bank balance as of January 1st, carrying over from 2020, you can see the $8,308.14. After going through a couple of months of bank statements, we realized we had to make some adjustments because some of personal business money got mixed in with CycleFitCHICKS not-for-profit account. So we went through that, and you can see we had to take out $6,631.85. Part of this was from 2020. So the actual opening balance should have been $1,676.29. So that was really what the actual amount is. I can't show that on the income statement. It's just the way the program runs. But for our own CycleFitCHICKS, for our own financial part of it, that's what that amount is. Our total revenue that we took in this year to date, so from January 1st to today's date, was $28,417.85. And that is comprised of CycleFitCHICKS inventory sales. So any of the older jerseys that we were able to sell throughout different times throughout the season. It came from our time trial, and it also came from the membership revenues. So our our total expenses this year was $21,604.60 to date. So our net profit so far is $6,813.25. So further on down, you'll see where I've put the net profit. And then we have some outstanding disbursements still to come by the end of December in the amount of $3,469.18. And those disbursements would still be the volunteer rebates that still have to come out. There's another invoice for group ride leader and Sylvie's pay. So the net, so our actual balance ending in December 31st will be roughly $3,344.07. And that's this is with approximate. So it'll be within, $100 or so. So the actual opening balance plus the end balance for December 31st is what's going to give us our approximate closing balance amount of $5,021.36. So roughly the end of the year, we should have between $4,700 and $5,000 left in the account, which is great because we need, as a not-for-profit, we don't want to carry a large amount over. And this will also help us in the first couple of years coming into 2022 to offset any costs that we may have. I also I thought it was pretty cool, this program that I'm using. They had a pie chart and it was really neat. So what you're seeing here is the percentage of what our expense breakdown looks like. When I see it on my computer in the program, it's interactive. So I can kind of scroll around the circle and it'll show me exactly like coaching envelope. It'll show me the percentage of what our club is paying out in expenses. Plus it'll also give me the exact amount. So I can do that throughout the entire circle. So you can see through this. I just thought it was a neat slide that would be, it's just very interactive. It's very, you see, okay, this is where we're spending this is where we're spending, this is what we spent in jerseys. So in your membership, you pay a certain amount, and included in that membership, you get your jersey, and it goes on. We have the bursary account. We've got our time trial, race expense, insurance, the other coaching envelopes. And then we've got the smaller uncategorized, well, they're categorized, but they're just the smaller amounts. So they don't actually list them in the little boxes, but just gives you guys an idea of where our expenses are for the club. And that's my spiel. Any questions?
Yes.
Yeah, thanks for this. This is great. My question is about the time trial race expense, because that's covered though by the fees of the time trial that the time trial brings in, isn't it? I guess that's my question. Is it covered?
So what it is, right, Sylvie, is we pay we pay all the expenses first. So everything that comes in from the commissionaires, from just everything, the porta potties, the FQSC, the license, and then within a month or two, then we will in turn receive a refund from FQSC for the time trial.
It's the race
And
registrations.
Right.
So we have a small budget for,
yes,
like for the toilets, the commissionaires, volunteer, like meals, commissionaire meals. And then, so we pay all of that, and then they send us the registration of how much we made at the event. And then our expenses are deducted.
And I assume that you could make a similar version of this as an income breakdown. So this is just expense breakdown, not income.
This is just, well, like I said,
Yeah.
I'm new to this, right? So this is, the program showed it to me and I was like, yay, this is really cool. So
no, that's just to answer Lorraine's question. So it's just expense,
Yeah.
but it's not showing the income end of things.
Oh,
Because we
yeah.
have like
Yeah, I guess
membership
you're right.
fee and all those other things and registration fees and.
But then I'm wondering, do the registration fees actually cover the expense, or does the club subsidize that time trial event? That's the.
No,
So-
it makes its own.
Yeah,
We
it
used
makes
to
it,
put money into it, but not this year.
That's what I
We used
thought.
to
Yeah.
give cash, the cash, we're required to give cash, cash prizes, but it's a percentage of the registrations per category. So, but what we do is I had a budget and I dispersed it between the certain categories. It's all listed in our expenses as to who got what. It wasn't like we used to put out $5,000, but it was not $5,000 this year. It
no.
was much less. And I made the trophies this year instead of commissioning them out. So yeah.
Okay.
So we've got the awards and then we're done. Everybody ready? Any more questions about Ange? Are you done? This cool?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. All right, let's go to the fun stuff, our awards. Jean, do you want to start?
Yeah, these are just fun awards. They're not.
Yeah.
No prizes attached except recognition. Well, I mean, unless Sylvie makes you a certificate. So
Well,
this
I
is
make
Kathy.
certificates every year
Yeah.
and we send them out. So if you
Yeah.
get one, expect one in your mailbox.
Yeah. So this year's Chatty Cathy goes to Linda Ludlow. She's a great talker on the rides. It's actually great talking to her.
But
But
she's not your real estate agent, she should be.
Yeah.
Then we have Karen.
oh, well, I put that up. That's just a little bit of a joke on Karen because you know, she in our group ride leader communications, she suggested that we always should put the washrooms, and it's a great suggestion, don't get me wrong. But then it's quite funny because, you know, when we show up at a start location, you begin to understand why Karen wants to know where the washrooms are. It's preventative. It's preventative. That's her excuse.
It's a good point though.
Yeah.
If you
It's
drive
true.
for an hour,
It's
you
true.
definitely want to know there's a toilet. So
Yeah.
and the Gold Crusher Award to Barb.
Oh. Yeah,
know
so
she's in
I
here.
actually nominated Barb for this award because I was amazed to hear that she's been riding in the Gatineau Park every week, like on besides coming on I don't know how many of our rides, like quite a few. In addition to that, she's been doing Champlain Lookout and got herself new tires on her bike, and so really going out and improving her cycling. So congratulations, Barb.
Well, you can get clean
Yeah.
next year.
That's
Next
right.
time you're gonna have to invite me. I'm right down the street from you.
Uh,
The next one, Michaela, leveling up to get this award. We were just, Jean nominated you, but I completely agree.
Yeah. Again, like I was just, you know, Michaela's an inspiration because she
Mhm.
joined the club not that long ago on her hybrid, and already she's climbing Champlain Lookout. So, and we've only got her for one more year, so we had to give her an award. Like,
Yeah.
she's gonna be riding
remember the day
riding her
I-
bike in
I-
Santiago, Chile next year.
Yeah, I know. We'll have to do, somebody suggested a out of country trip. Maybe we should go down and see Michaela.
Yeah,
Well, if you come, I'll organize something.
there you go.
Oh yeah. So I remember taking her to Fresh Air to get her first bike. And what 3 years ago?
Yeah. But I didn't end up buying at that stage. But yeah, we went bike shopping together.
Yeah. And her friend were together and she stuck it. She's been here ever since, and she just gets better and better every season. So all right. The Early Bird Climbing Award to Jen, who's come out with me almost all the mornings
All
to
of the
climb Pinks.
all of them, plus an extra one.
Yeah. So
Thanks.
just
The
know
great
next
thing, the
year.
great, yeah, the great thing about this photo is I took it off the Facebook page, and Janet, you took it at 6 o'clock in the morning and you were the only person there. I thought it was great. And you said, oh, but Sylvie's on her way. So anyway, I
Yes.
thought that was awesome.
Thanks. It was fun. Thursdays were awesome.
Always nice having somebody show up for that early in the morning. All right. Jean, this is yours.
Yeah, so, well, last year, Anne McDonald won the Freedom 2021 award, and you can see what she's done with it, all those kilometers she's put in. And Blaze has just been on fire with the riding, and since she got her new bike, and especially since she retired midsummer. So great job, Blaze.
Yeah. I like the outfit. I think we should all have yellow helmets.
Yeah.
Look, awesome. Well done. And you better watch out. She's joined my 16-week this winter. So watch out, everybody. All right. And I gave the speedster to Andriane because she was actually one of, Jen did the time trial. So there's two ladies. Am I forgetting anybody? I hope I'm not forgetting anybody. Jen and Andriane signed up for the time trial.
Carly.
Did Carly sign up?
Oh, you're talking about the Chelsea one.
Yeah, the Chelsea one. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so she did an awesome job. Look, she's kitted out my whole outfit. But she's a very fast and strong rider, so I thought I'd give her that route. And I do want to shout out to the girls who came with me to Montreal to try that time trial. That was lots of fun. Well done. Oh, where's Kelly? Kelly with the amazing nails. Where are you, Kelly?
I'm right here. And yes, they're
Yeah. We recognized the manicure, the manicures,
Thank
especially
you.
that one. We love them.
That was for the July social. They matched the jersey for those that can't see it really clearly.
Yeah. So we love seeing your nails. I think, is that it? Oh, the golden. Oh, so Jean, do you want to talk on this one?
Yeah, so sadly, Fiona, I think, is still in Scotland, and she won the golden water bottle award last year. So she actually messaged me from Scotland and said, oh my God, I'm away and I've got the golden water bottle, but that's all right. We'll get it from her. We've started giving it, well, actually Jeannie Roper started this, the former group ride coordinator, just to a person who has really put in a lot of volunteer service to the club in a single year, but in several years. And so I thought Maura is on the executive. She does a great job. She keeps up on the Facebook page. She keeps me on my toes. She sends me emails about, different postings on the rides and things that I should check. And, but also, I also wanted to recognize Maura because of the amount of effort and time that she put into organizing her rides this year. Like those of you that went on some of the rides with Maura, the one that's in Carlton Place and some of the other ones, the Cornwall one, put a lot of thought and effort into thinking about, having an interesting start location and an interesting ride, and also really being clear about, this is an open ride, and so these are the parameters, and this is a Sportive 4 ride, and these are the parameters. And so I wanted to recognize Maura for that because she's put in a lot of hours, and that's real dedication. I chose this picture because you may not remember it, but she and Marcia and Blaze were the only ones that did that ride to Merrickville in the pouring rain. So no cancellation there, baby. Just ride in the
That's
rain.
right.
And you looked like, all three of you looked like you were having a great time. So anyway, congratulations, Maura, and thank you.
Oh my, who put this? I didn't even notice this.
I did.
Is this the last one? That's probably why I didn't see it.
Yeah, I added that because, you know, we've all had flats. I've had a few myself this summer, and some of mine were pretty, well, you call them epic. They were just a pain, really. And, but when I saw Sylvie's one where she used, I don't know, like a granola bar wrapper or something to repair her tire, I thought, okay, that's pretty hardcore. So
That's what happens when you take enough of those bike maintenance clinics. Before I started teaching them, you hear all these stories from mechanics about stuff like this. And that's where I went back to it. So, you know, so now I add them to all, you know, these stories to all my bike maintenance clinics. But now I've got my own, gosh, I mean, and some of yours too. So yeah, that one was I was so glad. I thought for a second I might have to call someone, but I'm like, I'm not calling anybody. I'm gonna fix this.
Yeah,
somehow.
there you go.
So Sylvie, I think you can remember other hardcore aspects of that moment, that ride, that the backhoe driver found particularly.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, we did. Yeah, that was really funny. You have to look at the pictures. Yeah.
I think we can infer.
Yeah.
From the pictures.
We were really, you could tell we were having a good time on the side of the road after I figured out, after getting over what the hell, what just happened to my tire and what I was going to do with it. Then it turned fun. But if this ever happens to you, use your patches and don't shoot away your garbage, because your wrappers. I had 2 layers of patches on there and the wrapper. And I think it was the wrapper that held it all together, because
that's going
I still had to ride 25K.
History, man. Like seriously, that's going down in bike maintenance history.
Yeah, I think so. I still have that blade just in case.
Yeah.
Just as a reminder. All right. Okay, so I guess I've already done the draw for 10. So we already did that.
Carly.
All right. Well, we're well ahead of ourselves. And that was Carly who won the membership. And I think that's it. Love this.
Oh, I want you to leave that on because I think all you married ladies should read it.
Okay. Funny. Somebody should read it out loud. I don't want to read it out loud.
You want me to read it out loud, Sylvie?
Huh?
I can read it out loud.
Okay, somebody read it out loud.
The bicycle is just as good as company as most husbands, and when it gets old and shabby, a woman can dispose of it and get a new one without shocking the entire community.
Anyway.
Yeah, going down history. Well, I want to thank everyone for coming out. I really appreciate everybody sticking around. And there's a hand up.
Sorry, that was an error.
Oh.